We testing it out. We testing it out. We said we testing it out. Hi, this is Janine again with Wigs on Wednesday, here to review another unit that's a little bit harder to find. This unit I'm actually really excited about because it's barely anywhere online. There's a lot of sites that don't even stock this unit, so finding it was interesting, but also I got to learn a little bit about it looking for it, and I can't wait to actually show it to you guys in a review. What I have today for us is the main concept red carpet premiere Macaron Girl in the color Sunset, and this is the style Macaron Girl 1. What's interesting about this unit in particular and this color in particular is it's not on every website like I mentioned, and the two websites, at least two websites that I saw it on, the color swatch for the Sunset color is incorrect. It looks like it's a brown, and this is nowhere close to a brown. This is going to be one of my fun color units. So I'm really excited to get this on and show it to you, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll hold it up for you real quick. So this basically goes from a fire red to a golden tone. It's not even blonde, it's gold. And then down to a mauvey purpley pink. And I actually thought that that was a really pretty blend. The way I figured out what color this was, since the color swatches were wrong, there's actually somebody selling this unit in this color on Poshmark, and that's how I was actually even able to see the color to be like, oh, that actually looks really interesting. Another thing I'm looking at here is the parting space. I'm gonna try to get it right for us this time, guys. I know I don't always. So we've got about a 4-inch parting space here. Looks decent. Might be able to pluck a little bit out of that. We'll see if I wind up doing that. But let me pull her on real quick so you can see what she looks like out of the box. And here is Macaron Girl 1. I'm going to give you the 360 just so you can kind of see her straight out of the package before I cut the lace. My initial reactions is obviously very positive to the color. Not that that's too surprising any longer. I really love a good color, a bright color, a bold color that has a really good ombre. I have to say, I think the gold to the mauve is actually really surprising and pretty in a good way. That is not a color combination I would have thought of. The hair is slightly yucky, pretty silky but nice. It actually feels a little natural. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut this lace. I'm gonna see how she looks. I'm not sure if I'm gonna comb it out. I wanna see her on without the lace first because I might wanna keep this curl pattern exactly as is. But let me go cut and I will be right back. So real quick, let me show you some cap construction. There are 2 front combs on either side of the part, and then 1 back comb with the adjustable straps. Definitely a basic cap construction. Okay guys, so I did decide to flip this part a little bit. Look at me, look at how far I've come. So I know I mentioned plucking the last unit that I did in a review, so I want to just show you what I actually do here so you can see. I'm going to try to do this as close as possible again. And I actually go for very minimal plucking, and they actually did a good job here in that their knots in the part are not a lot of hair, so you could tell they're just not thick. And I just want to widen this a little bit, so I'm actually only going to pull out or try to pull out just 1 row down the center just to get like a clean line. And you could see what happens when I pull the hair out. It kind of pulls out in a nice long strand. So I mean, maybe I'm doing this right, maybe I'm doing this wrong. I tend to pull it away from the unit. I'm sure you could just like pluck hard and keep moving, but I kind of just pull the hair away with me and take it out that way. And like I said, I'm trying to do this in a straight line.
not a super straight line. Let me not misspeak. Basically down the center of the part in a natural looking line. So don't try to get too off course with this. Straighter over, not straight, but it should be impossible to create a super straight row. That's the good news. It's just about getting a little bit more of that hair out so this looks a little bit more natural. I don't know if you can see, I'll push this forward. You see how this is just like, it's there, and to be honest, this is probably how my natural part looks since I never part my hair, but we can give her just a little more definition, which will help make her look a little more styled. I was always intimidated by this idea. It's not intimidating. You just pull. Very hard to mess it up, to be perfectly honest. So I hope this gives you a really good idea on how to pluck your part. I'm gonna speed this up now so we can get to the part where I might have destroyed this unit, because like I said, plucking is hard to mess up. It was not the plucking that did all that. So just so you can see, this is all the hair I plucked out of the unit. Not a ton, but just enough to define that parting space.
And here she is. I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised with this unit. I'm not used to having curls on my head, so just bear with me. It's a little bit of a different experience wearing a wig like this. What wound up happening is I plucked the part, so I tried to film that for you. I hope you guys got a good view of how plucking apart has gone for me so far, second time in. But what I also did is I decided the curls kind of looked like silly string. So I did comb it out, and as I combed it out, it got a little bit frizzy, full, wavy, which I wasn't really looking for. So then I went and put some water in it, kind of like how I would hand scrunch my own curls, and then kind of just played with it and teased it till I got it to a place that I liked. So I'm interested to see what happens when this water dries. I know you can put mousse in a wig. I might consider that for this unit, and after I've worn her a few times curly, I might actually just straighten her out, because I actually really like this colorway. As I was working with it, this is a really pretty ombre, but you know, that's me. It's about preference. Anyway, let me give you one more 360 with her all done. I also, you know, powdered my part like I normally do. I find this cap is fitting really well to my head. I've got no gapping or lifting. This looks really natural to my hairline, and I am not, obviously I don't glue things down or anything. The hairline itself on the lace is a little boxy. This side obviously not as noticeable because of how it falls, but this side, like if I wanted to pull this up or something, I might consider cutting this little piece off here so it goes back in a little bit straighter line like my own hair does. But I don't foresee myself doing that. The texture is good. It actually feels very natural. It's got a nice texture, a nice yucky texture, but not too rough. So I'm just gonna let you guys see this a little bit. I have no idea what it's looking like in the back right now, but I'm gonna just swirl around. I think it's really fun and very, very standout. Like, this is not your typical, you know, day-to-day ombre. I don't know that I'd throw this on to go to the grocery store, but if I were out at a bar on the water or something, I definitely think I might just rock this to have a little extra edgy look. This unit isn't really for the faint of heart when it comes to color. This wig actually comes in a lot of really festival-friendly colors, or if you're just trying to get that color on, I mean, this might actually be the brand for you. Main Concept tends to go really off the charts, next level with the colors they choose to combine. This is actually not the one that I purchased. This is called Cranberry Orange. So a similar concept to the ombre of mine, but this looks like a deeper, more orangey tone than the red and gold of the one that I'm wearing. Firecracker, which is a purple to a pink to a salmon pink. And then
fruity cereal, which looks similar to Firecracker, but with like a white underlight. Rocket Ice, which is blue to white to red. So if you're in need of a 4th of July wig, that might be a really cool one. And then Watermelon, which to me reminds me of a parrot. It's really beautiful and bold. I'm trying to decide if I'm bold enough for it, not in this style, but maybe like a bob cut, because it is really cool. And then the one that's not photographed here is Pink Lemonade. Guys, I promise you, I was about to wrap up this video. I thought I had done what I needed to do, and then
3 hours later.
So I went about looking at the video. I always watch them after I make them to make sure they look good before I start the editing process. And I just had to be honest with myself. Like, this curl pattern is it's just not really me. I have yet to find the water wave style that actually has the density and fall of what I think a water wave should be on my head. So I'm actually going to straighten this for us, and I figured I'd do that for you on camera so that you could see what that process would be like. I haven't really straightened a full wig like this before, but there's no time like the present. There is no time like the present. So, see, she was trying to tell me. Look at her trying to escape. I should have known, guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna speed through this because my first attempt at straightening this wig was just with a basic flat iron. I had it at 300, upped it to 350 as I went through it, and you're gonna see how straight it got with just doing that. So as you can see, it was getting straighter, but not perfectly straight. And I was really envisioning the ombre in a sleek straight. So I went on YouTube and Googled methods of straightening a wig and found the boiling method. So that is where I went next. So for the boiling method, the first step is to put some wig conditioner into your water. You want to use a normal amount. My brand asks for a capful. And then you're gonna stir that and swirl that into your water real quick. Next, you're gonna boil your water up to that temperature right before that red zone on a food thermometer, so around 180, 190 degrees. Most Futura wigs are heat safe up to 400 degrees, so we're really not anywhere close to the point where we can damage our wig as long as it is a heat safe wig. Now, as we're going into this, make sure you have your wig brushed out as much as you can. Because you're not going to want to brush a wet wig out. So before you start this process, make sure that your wig is brushed out. And then I started with the ends because it was really the ends that refused to straighten with the flat iron. So I gave them a little extra dipping before kind of diving the wig down. And even as I went down, I kind of went down a little slowly. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to put your wig into your boiling water, ends first, get it down gently, press it down with, whatever utensil you have at hand, and it really shouldn't take long for the hot water to have an effect. Now, I'll be honest, first dunk, I saw that color coming off the wig and was a little dismayed and disheartened just because obviously the color is what has me working so hard on this unit to get it to work for me in a way that I like. But honestly, there was no turning back at this point, and I definitely wanted to make sure it was straight. So down it went again into the water. You don't need to leave it in for long, guys. The water is cooling. Obviously, I had turned the burner off. So it's really just about getting this wig saturated with the hot water, and now we're gonna dry it off. So just pat dry, don't wring it, don't fold it, don't be rough with it. You just wanna pat it dry to get as much excess water out as you can. And then we're actually gonna put it on our mannequin head or some other holder to let it drip dry. This process of drying took it about a day, I would say, to get perfectly dry.
Alright guys, I am back with the finished look. I really put this wig through her paces. Where I finally stopped myself was after the boiling and the drying. I was gonna flat iron it and realized I had left my flat iron at work. So I grabbed my hot comb and didn't realize it was left on 500. So when I went to start straightening the hair, I actually burned a section of hair off and back. I'm gonna give you a 360. You'll have to tell me if you could see where I did it or not. I think it's not that noticeable. I think I blended it okay. But I just can't get over how far this wig has come. Please do comment below. Let me know what you think. If you liked her better the way she was in the beginning, curly, or if you like her better straight. I actually, now that she's looking like this, I actually have a really good idea of what to use her for. So I definitely think that I have some purpose yet for this wig. I don't know that this is something that I would just wear out and about on a day-to-day, but because I do my costumes and my cosplay, I'm kind of excited that I own her. But let me give you a 360 now that she's all how she is. The boiling took most of the curl out. As you can see, there is still like a little bit of wave in the front, and honestly, I am not mad at that. I'm going to let that rock and be just how it is. But overall, I think the wig is fun. I think the colors this unit comes in are fun. This hair, I love Main Concept's hair texture. It's probably on their units the most natural feeling hair texture to my fingers, because I don't even want to call it yucky. It just has a very natural texture, and all of my Main Concept units feel that way. They're not plasticky feeling at all, even though they are more silky to the touch than textured. So really good job, Main Concept, on how you create your hair texture. So please do let me know what you think. Comment below and subscribe to see all the wacky things I plan on attempting to my units, because literally there's no stopping me. Can you tell? But once again, this is Janine with Wigs on Wednesday, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Once again, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me. As always, like, comment, and share if you enjoyed this content. And this week, I want to hear if you think I did a good thing by this unit, or did I wreck it? I'll see you next time.